Weathering with You is a 2019 Japanese animated film directed by legendary director Makato Shinkai, known for his work on animated movies like 5 cm per second, The Garden of Words and Your Name. This movie tells the story of a high school boy who runs away from home traveling to Tokyo in search of a new life. While there, he meets an orphan girl with a supernatural ability to control the weather. Let me start this off by saying that Makato Shinkai is probably one of the best anime directors working in the industry today. Most of his recent films are some of the best animated feature films ever produced, gaining a cult following not only in Japan but outside of Japan as well. He became more well known outside of Japan for his recent movie Your Name that did exceptionally well in the box office both domestic and internationally, earning him a cult status. I would probably rank him among my top 3 all-time favorite animation directors besides Hayao Miyazaki and Satoshi Kon. Weathering with You is the latest animated film that also did quite well at the box office, but is it as good as the cult favorite Your Name? Well, I would say mostly. This movie does have a lot of trademarks that Makato Shinkai is known for. Gorgeous animation, beautiful score, and amazing cinematography. Like most of Shinkai's films, this movie is also about a star-crossed lover who must overcome odds to be with each other. But this movie feels a bit fresher with the whole supernatural element of a girl who is able to control the weather. This movie is rooted deeply in Japanese folklore about a weather maiden whose job is to manipulate the weather. The existence of the weather maiden and its link to a protagonist is the main story thread driving this movie. So the runaway boy named Hodoka and the girl Hina, who is strapped for money, figure out a way to earn some cash by helping people to stop the rain in return for cash. Soon word of the miracle girl spreads, helping them to take more jobs. But what they don't realize is that each time Hina works her magic, she starts to lose her existence in the real world as she starts to become one with the weather. The story for this movie is quite compelling and interesting to watch. The movie is quite funny and has lots of funny and heartfelt moments, but is also very emotional, similar to most of Shinkai's previous works. So a fair warning, if you are the emotional type, be prepared with some napkins while watching this movie. Some scenes in this movie are really emotional to the point that I almost shed a few tears. Emphasis on almost. The director is really good at getting the viewers to sympathize with the characters. Even the side characters are portrayed in a more sympathetic and more relatable way. Even though this movie is a fantasy and supernatural movie, most of the character interactions and dialogue is grounded in reality, giving you a more down-to-earth emotional feel that his movies are known for. However, in all honesty, I don't think this movie reaches the height that Your Name had set. I feel the movie Your Name had more impact when it came to the plot, the characters and storyline. While this movie borrows a similar formula all the way to its execution, it still feels a step below the standard Your Name had already set. Maybe because Your Name movie had spoiled me too much not to give this movie enough credit. But this movie on its own is still a masterpiece and still a spectacular film from start to finish. The animation of this movie is amazing. Everything is animated perfectly and with meticulous detail. You can really see the amount of work the creators have put behind the movie. Everything from character animations to backgrounds are lush with color. The architecture and details of Tokyo City really stand out. From the buildings to the skyscrapers to trains to alleyways, it's just so well animated. The main highlight is the way weather is animated in this movie. Since the film is about a girl who is able to manipulate the weather, the director put a lot of thought behind the way weather feels in this movie. With the way the rain droplets are changing direction, to thunder and lightning effects, to the wind blowing, the visuals are a treat to watch. Every time Hina stops the rain and the sun is shining through the clouds onto the city, it's just spectacular and jaw-dropping. The lighting effects in this movie is something that you have to see in person to believe. There is a particular scene where Hina has her hand up against the sun and you can see the light passing through her hand to give a red tint of her blood inside her skin. That level of detail that went into animating these scenes are just extraordinary. You can really tell that the animation guys were not lazy for this movie. Another area where this movie really shines is the musical score. Shinkai is known for his powerful scores in a lot of his movies, and this one is no exception. The score for this movie works well with a lot of scenes in this movie, oftentimes elevating it to new heights. The music adds a lot of emotional weight to the already emotional movie. The music is different in a lot of fast-paced scenes and a lot different in the slower and somber scenes that really add to the dynamic of this movie. Coming to the verdict, overall I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. A lot of things are done right in this movie, which many fans and non-fans of anime will enjoy. Makato Shinkai has really done an outstanding work in this movie. I know a lot of people will still compare this movie to his previous work, Your Name, but this movie does share a lot of the same elements. But keeping in that, I feel that this movie doesn't quite reach the same height set by Your Name, but it doesn't have to. The movie stands out on its own for being its own thing, with its own storyline and characters. The supernatural element of the weather controlling and the girl who is able to manipulate the weather adds freshness to the story that works quite well to tell you an interesting and heartfelt story. Good animation and musical score also help elevate this movie, and the cast of likable characters will definitely keep the viewer satisfied and intrigued. Although this movie can get a bit emotional towards the end, but that is to be expected since this is a Makato Shinkai trademark. This movie is good enough to be enjoyed with family and friends and can make for multiple viewings. If you are new to Makato Shinkai's work or just new to anime in general, just give this movie a try. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. If you enjoyed watching this review, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel. If you want to be notified whenever a new video is up, please hit the notification bell icon to stay notified. That's it for the end of this video. Take care, stay safe, see you guys next time. Bye.